Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Tom, and in today's episode we're going to be turning the Celestron 11-inch Edge HD Cassegrain telescope from an f10 to an f1.9 using the Starzonia Hyperstar V4. Now guys, before we get into this video, just remember, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell notification, and at the end of the video, if you feel like it, throw me a comment below. So let's go get into this. So I just want to say a couple of things before we get into the main video. So I'm very new to YouTube and videography and editing and astronomy and astrophotography, so it's all very new to me. I only started the channel in 24 at the beginning of the year, and I just want to say a huge thank you. I am so humbled by everybody's support for this channel. You know, we've hit over 150 subscribers in just over a month. I can't be more pleased. It's phenomenal. So yeah, thank you to everyone that's subscribing, everybody that's commenting, and everybody that's, you know, throwing likes on the videos. I really appreciate you. It's great for me, it's great for the channel, and what I want to do is eventually have, you know, a community of astrophotographers, astronomers that are commenting, and you know, people are being able to help with advice and stuff like that. So yeah, massive thank you. So, and anyone that's new to the channel, I release a video once a week, usually on a Saturday or a Sunday, and it's anything to do with, you know, putting new equipment onto the telescopes, and especially where it's cloudy at the moment, I've been buying a few new gadgets and toys that we're going to be starting to practice with as soon as we start getting some clear nights. So I really appreciate everyone. Alright, let's get into this one then. So I'm not a huge fan of unboxing videos or anything like that. I actually find them a little bit tedious and a little bit boring at times. So I don't mind if you're requesting me to do an unboxing video. Guys, look, I'm here to do it for you. So that's not a problem. I just find them a little bit boring at times, and I don't want my channel to end up being that, oh, Astro Tom's unboxing another cardboard box. Do you know what I mean? We don't want it to be boring there. So I've already taken this out of the box. So the V4, from what I know, comes differently, because the V3 I think came in a hard case. I wouldn't say it's a hard case, you know, you can flex it, but it's a little bit nicer for me. I don't need, you know, to be storing loads more boxes, so this is actually works out a lot nicer. So the first thing that when you open it up it comes with is a little thank you card. This says, we're a small business and your order means a lot to us. Your success is our #1 priority. Please don't hesitate to get in touch for any help. So that's quite nice. So yeah, anyway, you open it up and it's kind of got like a fur lining inside. Starzonia is made in the United States of America. So I'm sure you guys are very proud to know that something as great as this was made in your country. And guys, this really is quite lovely. It's well made. This has got a filter drawer on it, so that I'm going to be able to put the Optilong L Pro inside of that. So that's just a light pollution filter. It's not a harsh light pollution filter. So I live in a Bortle 3 to 4 area. I'm going to say 3 to 4 because when I went onto the light pollution map, it kind of comes up as a 3, and then sort of just down the road it's like a 4. So let's just say we're 3.5. So yeah, so that's why I've got the filter drawer on there, and we're going to connect our CCD camera to the smaller end. So this unscrews, we put the camera in, and then this side unscrews, and this is going to be what's going to go into the corrector plate, if you like. So yeah, we're going to go and get this all set up, but you know, this takes everything down to an f1.9, which is, I can't even get my head around that. I know, I'm sort of like, this is going to be a whole new learning curve for me, because it's going to be shorter exposures. It means I'm going to get so much more imaging done, so much more data is going to be collected, and we're going to be able to really see some detail in those gas clouds and those nebulae. And this is kind of like the last piece of the puzzle, if you like, you know, because the C11 now, you know, with the Eagle, with the StarSense auto guider on it, with the 2600 MC Pro, I'm kind of looking at it and thinking, there's nothing else I want to buy for it now. The only thing that I've got to do is like the pier that I said about, which I'm going to build. I'll probably build it when it gets a little bit nicer outside. I've been doing a bit of work in the garden. Yeah, I've been digging for the last week out in the garden. I've managed to pull up 3 tree trunks right now. I've got another 2 big tree trunks to get out. One of them is nasty, so yeah, I've been doing that. It's been pretty cloudy, so hence why I brought this, because I want to try and release videos to you guys all the time. I want to show you what I'm all about, really, which is, you know, my love for astrophotography, my love for astronomy, and my love for trying to please people, really. I want to make sure that you guys are happy with what I'm doing, and you get to see all new different equipment being used all the time. We haven't seen first light yet with the AM5. I'm super excited about that. You know, I said I got the wrong camera. I spoke with Simon at the Widescreen Centre, and he said actually the 294 is quite a sought after camera. He said, you know, give it a go. So I've decided, sod it, I'm just going to keep it. So I've stuck that on the back of the AM5, you know, the Williams Optics 61 Zenith Star. I did lose out the other day. I bid on a telescope on eBay. I've never really done anything like that on eBay, but I saw this telescope and I thought, I'm going to throw a couple of bids out there. And it was another Williams Optics. Didn't win it. You know, it's always, you got to be in it to win it, ain't you? As they say. This is the newest piece of kit. Expensive piece of equipment, but from what I gather, another game changer. Especially when we've got everything running through the Eagle. Let's go get it all on the telescope. I've got to be a little bit careful because this goes onto the corrector plate. Don't want to be breaking nothing right now, do I? So I'm going to be really gentle. They say when you tighten it up, you're not actually meant to tighten it up. It's meant to just until you get to the end of the thread, and that is it. So let's go and get in there, see what we can do. Alright guys, so if you're new to the channel, welcome to my observatory room. This is where I've got all my telescopes. So I've got my C8, my C11, and then I've got my Williams Optics. Right, so to start with, what we're going to do is we're going to take off our dew shield. How we do that is we're just going to literally unplug our dew controller. So, there we go. So once we've taken the dew shield off, we're exposing our corrector plate and our secondary mirror, which is what we're going to take off. Guys, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't nervous. Okay, so one of the first things that we're going to do is we're going to be taking off the actual secondary mirror, which is this part. So what we actually need from this section is we need to take this part off, because the secondary mirror actually fits into this, so it secures it, so we can keep that safe afterwards. And that is what the secondary mirror is going to go into, and that's our Hyperstar that we're going to actually stick inside of there. So we're just going to put this aside for the time being and keep this on hand ready for when that comes out. So what we're going to do first is we're going to just undo the lock-in wheel section. Okay, I'm just going to set that aside. Okay. And just very carefully, we're able to take the mirror out. Once we've taken the mirror out, we can slot it inside of our StarSense cap, like so. And then we get a tightening ring that we had. We can just tighten that up. So now we know that our secondary mirror is nice and secure, nice and safe inside of its own little pocket, if you like. We can then put that aside. Now it's time to start putting on the Hyperstar. Okay Okay guys, the Hyperstar is actually on. On here there's actually 3 screws which have like the thicker washer, and then if you unscrew those ones, very carefully, then you can actually turn this section without actually affecting the way that it's on there. But we'll tighten those up for now. And that just means that what you can do is you can frame up a lot nicer, so you can actually rotate your camera around in whatever orientation you would like. Okay, so what we're going to do now, we're going to get our CCD camera and we're going to get our Optolong L Pro that we're going to fit into the filter drawer. But guys, before we do that, one thing I will do is I will stick my secondary mirror back into the Starzonia case. So it's nice and safe, and that's going to go on my shelf in the actual warm room. Right, so we've just taken off the CCD camera, so what we're going to do now is get our Optolong L Pro filter off of the old filter drawer. Alright guys, so there you go, that's our Optolong L Pro filter that we've just taken out. We're going to now stick this into the slider drawer. So we've now put our Optolong L Pro filter into the slider drawer. We're now going to stick it on the Hyperstar. Now that's securely installed into the Hyperstar, what we're now going to do is we're going to go to our CCD camera and we're going to put that on the front of the Hyperstar. So I use the ASI 2600 MC Pro one-shot colour. This is a great camera. It's not a cheap camera, but it works really well. So the first thing we need to do is we need to take the cap off of the Hyperstar so that we can actually install this. And there you go, that's a CCD camera on the front of the Hyperstar. So all we now need to do is we just need to plug it in, get some power to it, get it rigged into the Eagle 5S, and then once we've done that, we'll then need to wait for a clear night, and then we'll need to collimate it. Do you remember when I said before, the screws with the bigger washers on, if you undo those, what you can do is you can actually adjust your camera the way you want your camera to orientate with the actual Hyperstar itself, which I'll show you now. And there you go. What we've done now is we've orientated the camera so it's actually in line with the telescope at the front. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to rig up the power to it. I'm going to put our USB into it, then we're going to stick the dew shield back on, we're going to cap it all off and wait for a clear night. Okay guys, so the next thing I want to be doing is I'm going to be putting my power supply onto the camera, get that onto the CCD, and then we're going to put our dew shield back on and put our dew controller and connect all of that. So guys, what I'm going to do is just going to put a cable tie around both my wires here. The camera diameter is too big, so I have to use two cable ties together. Okay, now that's done, what I can do is I can grab my dew shield and we'll stick that back on. Okay, so now guys, you can see that this is front heavy. And that kind of comes into its own little problem because we've got our dew controller here and we're going to need to have that whole section coming back down. And there we go, guys. So we've capped the back of our telescope off, and balance wise that seems a lot better. I haven't gone this way yet. That's fine. It's not falling either way, and there's not really any resistance. What I do when I balance my telescope as well, I tend to actually loosen both of these off, and then I'll rotate it and spin it just to see. Right, so you see there, it's falling back. So if I loosen off both of them now, you can see if we was to turn that and rotate, it's pulling back a little bit. So guys, there you go, that's how I balance my telescope. I'm super excited to be using the Hyperstar, which is made by Starzonia. Going from an f10 to an f1.9 is going to be phenomenal. We're going to see so much more nebulae when we're photographing. Framing up is going to be a little bit easier as well with the rotation of it. All we have to do now is collimate the telescope, the Hyperstar, and then yeah, we just need first light now, and we've got the AM5 that we're going to be running as well at some point. So stay tuned, guys, because there's going to be a lot more footage coming out this year. We just need some clear nights. So yeah, just remember, like, subscribe, throw me a comment down below, tell me what you think of my setup, and yeah, until the next one, guys, I'll see you soon. Take care.